Hey guys, John here. Alright, I'm back with another full self-driving beta video. I'm going to take the car to some parking lots. I'm going to take it to 3 parking lots and we're going to see how well it can get out of those parking lots all on its own. This is not a documented feature of full self-driving beta. In other words, it's not proven that it can get out of parking lots. So in my experience, a lot of the times it does a fairly good job. In fact, good enough that it really impresses me. But we're going to see today. 2 days ago when I tested it, it didn't impress me. I got a system error that came up and it is choosing to go left. Oh, take over immediately. Was not too impressed with that, but overall I am very pleased with how it operates. So we're gonna see how it does today. I'm gonna hop from one parking lot to the next. I am on version 10.69.2.3, the latest version of beta. We're gonna take it here from this residential area directly to the supermarket, and then we're gonna jump over to the Home Depot, and then we're gonna head over to a Kohl's parking lot. And maybe if we have time to a Target parking lot, I might test 4. All I need to do is double tap down and the car will take off. Here we go. So I'm gonna take over here. I'm just gonna cancel out of it, change lanes, get into the middle lane, and then turn it on. I'm gonna turn it back on right here. And when the light turns green, I'm just gonna demonstrate to everybody here something that is really cool that I love that you can do with beta enabled. So while beta is enabled, it will still auto steer. It's going to take off naturally, normally when the light turns green. But what I'm gonna do is step on it. So I'm gonna push my foot down on the accelerator to the floor, and we're gonna launch here because we're at the front of the line. There's nobody around us really, and here we go. And right there, we are just taking off, and the car is going full speed ahead, and still beta is enabled. I love the fact that it will still do all of that.
So I don't do this to show off. I do this for 3 reasons. 1, to have a lot of fun, and I do this even when I'm not filming. 2, I do this to get away from other cars. I love the feeling of being out in the open all by myself. The 3rd reason is for this film. I like to test every so often how long it takes to go from 0 to 60 miles per hour. In this case, as you could see with the little count up timer, I got there in 4:20. Now, you may be laughing a little bit because that's Elon Musk's play on numbers, but it was 4 seconds and 20 frames. Now, I was filming at 30 frames per second, so that comes out to 4.67 seconds. The published time for 0 to 60 for my 2019 long-range rear-wheel drive Tesla Model 3, which is no longer in production, is 5.0 seconds flat. So I am very pleased that after driving the car for more than 3 years, I'm able to get a better acceleration out of the published acceleration.
Okay, so here we are. What I'm gonna do is dial in the next destination. We're gonna put in the Kohl's parking lot. Okay. So we're gonna see how it's trying to get out of here. So it's actually doing the right thing, because if it were to come out, right now you can see we're in this Mariano's gas station. If it were to come out over on the bottom to the right, it's really hard to turn left there because a lot of traffic builds up. So this is the right path to get out of here. So I'm glad that it chose that path. Now let's just see how well it can do. So I'm gonna leave my steering wheel just as it is, and I'm just gonna double tap down. It's allowing me to turn it on right now, and we'll see how well it does. So here is test number 1. Okay, there's a car coming, and it's patiently waiting for them, it appears. The left turn signal is on, which is fine, but we kind of need to go right before we go left here. Okay. Yep. Good. No cars coming. that wasn't bad. Now, that wasn't difficult either. So we'll see how well it does at cold. All right, so very interesting here. There is a police vehicle that is parked in front of us with some cones out, and the lights are flashing. So we're gonna see what it does in this situation. I am okay to be flexible. In other words, it's going to go straight up behind the police vehicle, and it's gonna have to figure out that it needs to go around. Okay, so here it is now. It's gonna eventually realize, hey, because, well, hopefully, because there's cones and everything, that it needs to go around. So it's not doing anything. The right turn signal is not going on at all. And it probably thinks that this car is just waiting for the light. It's surprising to me that it doesn't recognize the flashing lights. It does when you're on an interstate or a highway. So I think I may have to actually take over here. These people are probably gonna let me in if I indicate. I'm just gonna wait a little bit more. Let's just see what it does. So my car is stuck. Okay, just give it a little bit more time. Lots of cars passing me on the right. I don't have a problem right now. Easy going here. Let's just see if the car can figure it out.
At this point, my GoPro camera freezes and the car is not able to figure out what to do here. So I actually wait way too long and then end up taking over manually.
So here is test number 2. All right, so it's creeping. It was creeping there for a second. It looks like it's kind of stuck. Let's see if it responds. Okay. Looks like a car is coming. Okay, there. Whoop. Looks like they're parking in another spot there. But a car was about to come directly our direction. So it is really, really confused. It's stopped completely. It doesn't know how to get itself out of this position. And I mean, if it just goes forward a little bit, it can figure it out. So here I have 2 options. I can cancel out of it, go back and try again, or I can press the accelerator and just see if it can figure it out. So I'm going to take the second route. I'm going to push the accelerator just a little bit. Just give it a tiny bit of a nudge. See if they can sort it out. So it's locking itself in between these cars. So it's not figuring it out. So I'm going to have to cancel out of it. And we're going to back into this spot again and try it one more time. All right. Here we go again. Test number 2 with parking lot number 2. Okay, we can turn it on. As you can see, the tentacles right now, the tentacle, by the way, is this gray arm, or the gray line that points out of the front of the car. And that tentacle changes as it knows where to go. And I'm surprised it's not showing that it can go left. It's seeing that there's a path in front of us, but that's incorrect because obviously you can't go there. So I'm actually quite curious if I were to park one spot over, if it would change, if the direction of that tentacle would change. But the nice part is that as soon as it starts going, the cameras kind of look around. They don't move, but the cameras can see more, and they give the computer more information. And then the tentacle direction changes depending on the best path. So let's try it here one more time, and then if it doesn't work, we'll go to the spot right next to me. Okay. See, now there it would have actually hit that car if I had let it. So, and it looks like that's that lady's car. So she's probably like, what? Oh no, okay, it's not her car. But she's probably wondering what is going on here. And we got a guy behind us now. So it would have actually hit that car. So that was not cool. I had to hit on the brake pretty hard there to make sure that it didn't cause any damage. Kind of surprising that it did that. But let's test it now in this spot. not just surprising, but disappointing. And I was too afraid to let it go. Now, probably it would have seen maybe with the ultrasonic sensors that it was going to hit that car, and it probably would have stopped, but I'm not going to risk it. There's no way. It was going too quickly, and it was far too close for comfort. So now that we're in this spot, take a look at the tentacle. It's moving to go in between those cars once again. So this is going to be interesting. We'll try it one last time here, and if this doesn't work, we'll have to move over to another spot on the other side. But here we go, guys. Double tap down. I'm going to make it interesting. There's some cars coming out right now. We'll have a little bit more to interact with. So I just turned it on. It says, please keep your hands on the wheel. Be prepared to take over at any time. And it's not moving at all. So here, it's actually totally confused, even though the confidence level has increased. Oh, that's interesting. It was waiting for that car. Well, I like to think that it was waiting for the car. Maybe it wasn't. Now it's seeing some people behind us, and sure enough, there is a gentleman getting in his car, and there's actually two people, so it's illustrating them perfectly with the cameras that are facing in the back. So it's struggling here. It's taking its time. It's trying to figure out the path. It's, again, mapping it incorrectly. It's kind of seeing the path between those cars as a way out, but that's not correct. We'll see if it can figure it out. It's really taking its time. Okay, there we go. A little bit more. Come on, you can do this. So I'm usually not this patient with Beta. Normally I would have taken over a long time ago, but I'm willing to give it a chance here because I'm doing a video. So only in this situation would I have this much patience for Beta. And it's getting a little bit hot in here, so I'm going to turn on the air. All right, so the blinker's kind of going on. It's coming back off again. It's doing some weird things. Just going to make sure my GoPro doesn't overheat. So this car in front of us is blue. Okay, here, it's starting to go. Come on, you can do it. All right, so I can hit on the accelerator, but I'm really hesitating because I think it can figure it out. If it can just get past, just go a little bit further. So the map is showing that, changing lanes away from path blockage. So this is, again, why parking lots are not documented as working, because it's trying to view this as like a street of some sort, and it's trying to get around these cars. It really needs to go that way, away from these cars in front of it. And I don't know why it can't figure that out, because if you look at the path, it's saying that we're supposed to go left. So I'm not sure why it's not using that more to its advantage here, because that is correct. We need to go left here. Changing lanes away from path blockage. Use turn signal to cancel. So really not sure what to do here. It's hesitating, and this is now where my patience level breaks down. I'm going to step on the accelerator and see what happens. Okay, good. It figured it out. Now let's see if we can figure out the rest of this. So coming through here should be okay. This is a little bit more kind of roads rather than parking lot. Okay, so it actually is cutting through the parking lot. Now that surprised me. I did not see that coming. And turning left here, let's see if it can do it. Yep, good, okay, great. Coming to the stop sign. Stop sign's really high up. Okay, and then it's going to turn right here. Now, this is going to be really hard for it. Oh, actually, it's going to go straight. So yeah, this is still going to be difficult. So there's two lanes here. There's a left turn lane, and then this lane can go right or straight. And we have to cut across this street. So the cameras need to be able to see both directions to be able to cross. So none of these directions have a stop sign or a stop light. So it has to pick the right gap. Now, making me nervous here, this car here is turning left, but now we're starting to jut out into the street. So it's just at the limit where it's getting a little bit uncomfortable for me. So there's another car coming up on the left. They're turning right into the Kohl's parking lot. And then after this, we have a gap. And it really should go right now. Now that car up there is turning left. Okay, so this left turn lane is protecting us. I mean, excuse me, on the other side, on the left side, it's a right turn lane. So it's protecting us because no car that gets in the right turn lane is going to go straight and continue and hit my car. So we're fine right now. Unlike what I thought that this was a straight through, but we are safe right here. So waiting for the gap, and going for it. So I think we got a little bit lucky there because the traffic cleared up. But it did the right thing. I mean, that was well done. I will have to give it kudos for that. Okay, so coming into the parking lot, and again, it's going to go straight to the front door. So it is doing what I was afraid it was going to do, is taking this extremely difficult exit. And the reason why is because a lot of people are coming through this path, and it has to cut across 2 lanes of traffic. It's going to be tricky, but the point of this video is to see if I can get out of the parking lot. So beyond that, so if it screws up, hey, don't blame me. This video is about getting out of parking lots. So let's see how well it does. Routing with no traffic data. Interesting. So the connection is coming and going evidently, but that's fine. At least it got the traffic data. Oh, okay. So traffic data, it could get the location, but it can't get the traffic data, which is weird because I didn't think I could get traffic data anyway. I don't have the premium connectivity. So from here, all I need to do is turn it on, and it should take off. Now the tentacle, you can see it's kind of going to the left already, so I think it knows that it needs to go left this time, a little bit more confidently than it did in the Kohl's parking lot. So here we go, guys. Turning it on, there we go. Nice solid turn to the left. Really well done there. A lot of trucks in this parking lot. And it's interesting, on the left it doesn't show them as trucks. There they just changed to vans. Okay, and then turning right over here. So I did a bunch of videos in this exact same spot doing unprotected lefts. This is a great intersection to test those. It's also a very nerve-wracking area to test because, like I said, this intersection, or this particular area, is really congested typically. There's a lot of traffic. There's a traffic light really close to this area, and just generally speaking, to turn left here is really, really hard. So we need to go straight, and it's going right in the middle. It's doing just what it did when I did the unprotected lefts. Now, thankfully, no one was honking at me. Someone had a trailer, and they were hanging out in the road. So this, like I said, this area, I don't know if you could hear that car honking. This area is really dangerous. So it's going forward. It's clear on the left. Really nicely done. Okay, coming forward. Ah, beautiful. Okay, and then it sees that. It corrects itself. Nicely done. Oh, I'm very, very, very pleased with that. Beautiful. All right, now it's going to come straight to the front of the target, just like it does with the majority of these parking lots. It goes right to the entrance of the store, and then we'll park the car and see if it can get us out of this parking lot to head back to the office. This is going to be challenging. So I'm right next to the cart corral, the grocery cart corral here, and it's there's a pole, and a lot of times the camera can't see these poles, so it does make me nervous testing it right next to one of these. So I'm going to be ready to take over, because it's, like I said, it's really hard for it to detect that there's something there. So that beeping sound you hear are the ultrasonic sensors detecting all these objects around me. And we have arrived, and then we'll go ahead and dial in final destination. Hopefully we have a connection here. Okay, we do. Good. Okay, so here is the path to get out of here. It's having us go, so you can see it's starting out like behind us basically. So, and it's interesting because it's going straight on this, it's going to do a U-turn on this street, which I know it cannot do. So getting out of the parking lot's one thing, but then getting through the roads like that with the U-turn, let's see what happens. I'm 99.9% sure that it's going to screw up there. But getting out of the parking lot is 50-50 right now. Let's see how well it does. All I need to do is double tap down and it will take off. Okay, there's a car coming. That would have been a perfect chance to test that out, see if it stopped for them. Okay, so we are ready to go, and let's try it out. Okay, so All right, it would have hit the cart corral if I had let it. So it didn't see that. It got really, really close, and I had to take over. So that is something as well that they need to look at. So I'm going to report that. That's a real tricky one to solve, because those objects are really hard to detect when it's a pole like that. So yeah, good luck with that one, Tesla. I don't know how you can ever solve for that. That's going to be a real hard one, I think. But that is an issue. I mean, if you're gonna allow someone to have their car come pick them up from a parking lot, which you can do with Smart Summon, but I would never, if I was using Smart Summon, I would never ever test it out next to a shopping cart corral like that. That would just be dumb. Okay, so here we are, and a little bit of a change in the route to get out of here, which is actually better because now we don't have that U-turn to deal with, and it wouldn't have been able to do that, like I said. So this is a little bit better to get out. So let's see how it does. Ooh, very aggressive. It went very quickly to get out. Okay, got a little bit close to that curb there. And a car is coming here. Okay, they're going straight. Autopilot creeping forward. Looks like it's going to do this just fine. A little bit far. I didn't know with that area there if it could get out. Okay, and then slowing down. You're going to turn right here. Autopilot creeping forward, checking for visibility. All right, and turning right here. Oh, waiting for that car. Nice. Okay, and then it needs to get all the way over to the left. A little bit more. There we go. Nice. All right, the rest of this trip is going to be pretty straightforward. Once it gets on this main road, it's just two right turns, and that's it. So I don't have any doubts about the rest of this trip and Beta being able to handle it. So it's going to be a smooth ride back. But that concludes the parking lot tests. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, let me know below. I love to interact with you guys. I respond to all comments, so please provide some feedback. Let me know what you want to see next. I want to test Beta downtown. I'll be down there on Saturday. I should be able to get some footage then. And wow, another person honking. Thankfully not at me. But yeah, I'm looking forward to posting a lot more content. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.